In this video, I will talk about how to transform this street hooker to a high-end escort using inpainting techniques inside Flux, where you can apply these techniques to any other image. Doesn't really matter what subject is. I will show this workflow. It's already set up and running on Run.comfy. You don't need to do anything. You can go in the description, click on the link, and you get 15 minutes for free, and I will explain in detail how it works if you want to try. If you want to know how this whole image was generated, I have a separate video about it. Start doing it from just a sketch. My name is Anton Nitsky. I've been a 3D artist for over 15 years. Most recently, I worked on Marvel Rivals, and before that, long time ago, I worked on Penguins Madagascar. I've created a lot of workflows and different guides for ComfyUI, and you can find them all on my Patreon, available for very little fee. And you can get extra tutorials and all that stuff. So check it out. Everything is in the description. Let me first explain how this whole workflow works. And currently I'm showing my upload image and then the final image on the right. But it took quite a few iterations to achieve this image. First, I have our load image node. Here you need to upload any image you have. This goes into a masks to segs node, because what we're going to do, we are going to introduce a mask here. So in this case, say I want to improve the face. I will right click on the node, open in mask editor, and it takes a few seconds to load this up. And I will draw this mask on the face. I'm drawing with this brush. I can regulate the size of the brush with this slider on the right, and I can regulate the hardness. By default, it's very hard, so it's not great. I need to undo that. I want the hardness to be minimum. I want it to be super soft. So I'll go down to basically a 0 and make it, because if it's too hard, it will create lines that will be visible borders and seams. So we want extra softness. I'll click save. Now we have our mask on our load image node. Then this mask goes to segs, to segmentations. So we're isolating the mask to upscale it later. Then this goes into a detailer. Detailer is our main node where we have a lot of stuff coming together. The main point of this, it gets the mask and then upscales that part of the image, which might be only like 100 by 100 pixels. And we upscale it to 512 pixels, 512 by 512. And therefore, having more pixels there, it enables it to create a better image. And the original image is really the guardian image for the future. So we don't even have to prompt much because it already reads the data. Let's check other stuff. We do plug in our original image there, not just the masks to segs node. Then we have our load diffusion model. We are loading full Flux dev model, and usually it takes some time to load it. So when you open this, the first generation will take you like a minute or two longer, more like a minute. Then it actually goes very fast. I think then it gets done everything in like few seconds. I can even check here in the console, and you can see the stuff was done in 16 seconds. So it's pretty quick. But the original generation will be about a minute and a half. Then we have our operational autoencoder, the Flux small model that helps to decode our image from the latent space where it's all placed during the image generation. And then we have our clip loader. We have our dual clip loader, which is necessary for Flux. I don't really know why, but it's a standard. And we have two models here, clip L and T5XSL. That's already preloaded, right, for you to run it. And then you can see our positive prompt here. I was just before doing improvements on the baseball bat. So what I want to do, I actually want to type in a young, beautiful female face, red lips. And I want to really isolate parts by parts, because if I go and try to do everything, like I'll try to do arms, I try to do legs, the mask can grow way too big, and that mask then it will mess up the image. It just doesn't do a good job. We really have to concentrate on particular parts like arms, legs, waistline, breasts, face, hair, baseball bat, and then do it. We are not putting anything into the negative prompt. And by the way, positive prompt can be very simple. Maybe only if you start to encounter trouble and it keeps doing bad stuff over and over again, you have to start to type in something more. And we have this Flux guidance. It's one of those, again, like necessary nodes. I don't really know why we have to have it. But Flux guidance modifies the amount of control of the prompt to the image. I don't have to do the same with SDXL, but here with Flux we have to do it. And this value is like 3.5 is pretty standard and they work well. And we also have to plug in the negative, though we don't really put anything into the negative prompt. Flux doesn't work. We usually have to explain it in the positive prompts. And then it goes to our segs again. And here we have our seed number. Every time we generate an image, it will be a random seed number. It is useful if you want to recreate the image. You can pass that seed number to someone else with the same exactly prompt and the same exactly settings. And you'll be able to create exactly the same image. The steps, they are necessary for the quality. The 20 is like the minimum. It goes above 50. The usual range is from 20 to 50. If you go above 50, it's diminishing returns. The quality is not improving much. And I have found for myself that 20 is good value. It's fast and high quality. And Flux is fairly slow, so I don't want to speed it up as much as possible. CFG value, firefree guidance. We already have our guidance coming from the prompt, from this Flux guidance node. In this case, it doesn't have any effect on the image, basically. We can leave it alone. The sampler, you'll just keep this stuff the same. Denoise is the amount of change you want to induce in the image. I would say between 0.60 to 0.70 is the good value, because that's basically gives it enough freedom for the model to interpret it and doesn't interpret it too much or too little. That was kind of my experimental way of getting that after hundreds or even thousands of generations. And basically don't need to touch anything below. Then this goes into our compare node. This is just comparing the image that's coming in that you'll upload it. And then we have our final image. And this is the image save. So let's run this with our raw input and let's see what we get. You can see the face already changed. The face was the one thing I rerun like 5-10 times. It's, every face is slightly different. But you keep rerunning, and it gets saved in the assets folder. And what you'll see is your ComfyUI folder structure here. You'll go into the output, and I have a few images here already. So now I know that my final image is this one. And it's named Flux Gen because I named this Flux_Gen in this save image node. I click on that and then say download. And I will download the image to the downloads folder, because if we want to work next on the other part of the body, like legs or waistline, we have to download this image and upload it here. If you know a better way, you can tell me. I haven't found a way to reuse it inside Run.comfy. And once we upload a new image, the mask gets deleted. I have to right-click, open the mask editor, and create a new mask for the part I want to fix. And in this case, I will try to fix the sleeves. And here you can type in, maybe you want to have the naked arms or maybe something else. I will go with wide sleeves. I will probably add like smooth, and I'll cue that. Sometimes the mask can be not great and you have to repaint it if it's capturing parts of the body that you didn't want it to capture. And you can see here we bugged out. I like the stuff on the left. Actually did a really good job on the left, but a really bad job on the right. And this is the question of running this again. Maybe the mask here was a little bit too big, and I needed to make the mask with a smaller brush, narrow or along the arm. Let's take a second for this stuff to upload. So now it's doing a good job with the arms, right? I mean, it is still doing a funny thing. Like I didn't ask for tattoos. The left is still better than the right. We can rerun it, and run it again. And I've booked this machine for 1 hour, and I did a lot of iterations. It is a fair amount of work, to redo the image, re-upload it, rerun it. It can take you like an hour if you want to redo a lot of stuff. If it's only just face and hands, then it's much easier. I think at this point, I would need to maybe prompt it better and say like white or cotton sleeves. But this is the workflow in a nutshell, and I will show my generations along the way so you can follow them. Here I work on the legs, draw the mask, and then I type in the smooth legs, high heel, red boots, and I actually got really lucky. First generation looked really great. Then I did a big mask for the breasts and for the sleeves, but this is where it started to create troubles, and you can see that the waist kind of goes inside into the arm, so I had to abolish that and segment it just to the arms and the breasts. Like here, isolating the arms. And the first iteration was actually pretty good, pretty lucky. Not really white, silver, but it's good enough. Then I did the face a few times, ran like 10-15 generations on the face. Then I did the breast and the waistline. I wanted to thin out the waistline. Typed in like thin waist, large breasts. After another 10 iterations, got the stuff I liked. and did the baseball bat. You can see just really small mask, a few iterations, got it pretty good. And then I just saved it and downloaded it to my folder. So there you go. Thank you for watching. You can find a lot more stuff on my Patreon, and see you in the next video.